2007 was a very particular year on the Central American migration across Mexico for one reason. One group of cavernícolas, I don't know how to describe them better, cavemans, Los Zetas, one of the most brutal organization of organized crime that I saw in my career, started to kidnap a lot of migrants, to sell women in the brothels in the south of Mexico and in the north border, and to extortion migrants. So in 2007, I know that I'm starting with the beast, but I'm going to arrive to a history of violence. 2007 changed the situation about migration. Yeah, it wasn't just the cold or the trip on the top of the train. It started to be a problem of organized crime. And everybody, it's like if everybody opened the eyes in August of 2010 when Los Zetas killed 72 migrants in Tamaulipas, but that happened since 2007. It's just that anybody went there and saw what happened on the field. I don't know why, but that's a kind of behavior of my colleagues, some colleagues. I've been unfair with a lot of good young journalists, but a lot of journalists used to make coverage of migration on press conference. I never saw a migrant on a press conference. I don't know if they, what they want to found on that kind of coverage. I mean, it's important to understand what government think, but it's more important go to the field. So I say that the two books, it's like a wrong way because I started for 3 years to understood all the things that migrant suffered to come here and to try to get in United States without permission of nobody. But I remember that like in 2008, a priest from United States asked me in the south of Mexico, in a small city who called Ixtepec, in the state of Oaxaca. He asked me, okay, if they gonna pass through all these things, what happened behind? What happened in Central America? And I started to figure that I can answer that question at that moment. I could answer that question. Journalists in Central America, I think that was part of the problem. We are enabled, is that correct, to explain, éramos incapaces en ese momento, incapable to explain, for example, gangs. We don't know where they come from, how they started, when they arrived, and why they arrived to our societies. We could not explain, we was unuseful to our societies. That happened when I realized that in 2010 during the Central American Forum of Journalism in El Salvador, organized by El Faro. I asked that question and I started to understand that the verb for a lot of migrants was not to migrate, was to flee, to leave the country because threatened or because situation of death. So since January of 2011, I started to try to answer that kind of questions. What happened? How it's possible that a country is end for one person? How it's possible that you cannot live anymore in one country?